All right, everybody. I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Looks like we got a good attendance and more people showing up by the minute here. So I will go ahead and get started. And again, if there's any questions along the way, there is a question-specific area in the chat versus just the chat. So again, any questions, do that. We'll address those towards the end as well. So, all right, deep dive into NovaBACKUP Cloud. Now, a lot of people might initially got the invite and it said XSP. Don't worry, there is no new product. It's the same product, newer name. We went ahead and decided to go with NovaBACKUP Cloud in the essence of making it a little bit more friendly, familiar. And again, no worries there. XSP, same thing. But again, we're coming out with what we call new solution, new names. You'll see a lot of new things coming down the pipeline. So that, again, no worries there. NovaBACKUP Cloud, same thing as the XSP. Now, who you guys are hearing is myself. My name's Adam Stuflick. I'm Cloud Business Manager here at NovaStor. I've been in the backup world, I guess, 15 plus years now. And majority of those years I've been working with just about everybody, from MSPs to small, medium businesses, straight direct customers, distributors, resellers, I mean, you name it. Not just deal making, but anything from any type of strategy. I can help you with the implementation. How do you want to go to market? How do you always want to set up any certain type of environments? From technical to sales to marketing or whatever you guys need. I'll be your main point of contact majority of the time. However, we always do have a full line of experts here at NovaStor, but it's a pleasure meeting everybody here virtually, and hopefully we'll do some more one-on-ones with any of you guys that you'd like with myself, my team, and go over whatever type of solutions and discussions you want to do. So, NovaStor Corporation. Now, majority of you are familiar with us. For those that are not, we have a large decade or more of backup expertise. Okay, we've been in the game for a long time. We've seen just about every scenario you can imagine, and we have a solution for those scenarios, covering any aspect of it, from local to offsite to small, medium business to single endpoints to enterprise level. All right, so just about any solution you guys are going to run into out there will allow you to get your foot in that door, no problem. So we are global coverage in aspect of the company. We do have an office in California, United States. We have an office in Germany and an office in Switzerland. For this particular aspect that we're going to be talking about, so the NovaBACKUP Cloud, we're US-based dev and support. So one-stop shop, in-house, anything you guys need, always easy to work with us. Any suggestions, tips, things like that, we can get it put into the software, changed, updated, whatever it takes, very quickly. You guys probably have heard the example of jacks of all trades, right, but expert in none. Well, we're kind of like the opposite of that. We are solely focused on backup. We're experts in it, and like I've stated before, we've seen just about every scenario you can imagine. So that allows us to roll out our products with extreme confidence to you guys. And again, helping you not just get the product, but how to use it, how to set it up, who to approach, anything like that. So again, a line of experts ready at your guys' disposal whenever you want to talk with us. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a two-parter here. So first of all, not only why NovaBACKUP Cloud, and that's what we're going to get into. Obviously, that's the pure agenda. But for those that aren't familiar with this, what is it? So what I kind of like to say, the 50,000-foot view, it's a local and offsite capable backup solution, both file and image base that you have access to. Okay, it's a very lightweight product, but huge features in it. That's the quick pitch of it. Small package, huge features. All right. And again, we're going to get into that, why it's important, why it's good. But again, this is going to come with all the different types of features, the benefits, and we're going to go through all of that. And this is the agenda that you're looking at here. We're going to go over a couple use cases, some key features of the actual product itself, some additional benefits that you guys are going to gain access to by using the software, a brief demo a couple main things I really want to show you, which I think a lot of you might not be using, and I guarantee you probably will be afterwards, and a little bit of Q&A. And that Q&A, again, that's going to be involving the question part of your chat window in GoToWebinar, not the chat. All right, so use cases. Again, now these will seem like they're pretty broad, but that's the point of the software, right? I mean, it's not a one-trick pony. It literally can be implemented in just about anywhere. So that's where, first of all, your MSPs are going to gain a huge footprint in there because of all the different features that you guys get. All right, so we already mentioned the local, the offsite, the image, the file capabilities, but not only being able to deliver those services, but monitoring everybody, right? Who's doing what and when, who's using how much data, all that stuff, no matter if it's local or offsite. So, you know, especially the MSPs working in certain verticals, sometimes they have extreme requirements that just don't meet certain things, right? Or they don't have the huge technical staff, which is why you guys are already in there anyway. So making it more simple, making it easy to implement, these are the things that you guys are looking for from the MSP world. And then endpoint. Again, another pretty broad description, but the reason why I put that there is literally any machine that NovaBACKUP is living on has the capability to utilize the cloud. Okay, so we can't stress that enough how important that is. And that cloud being your private cloud or our cloud here at NovaStor. You have the capability to choose whatever you guys want. Private cloud obviously being also a pretty big umbrella, but you guys can actually decide. All right, so some key features in the software. Now, again, you're going to hear a lot of these things multiple times, but I think this is why, because we really want to drill this into you guys and the importance of it. So local backup capabilities, offsite capabilities. All right, so the local, I mean, any piece of media that you guys have already invested in, rather, yourselves. So, I mean, anything, USB drives, NAS devices, tape drives, you name it. If you could see it on your network, whether it's a share or direct attached device, you can utilize it. All right, and then the offsite, again, we're stressing that cloud because we want to follow the guidelines of 321. You can see it over on the right-hand side, and it's solely meaning 3 copies of your data, 2 different types of media, and obviously 1 in the cloud, which is the whole point of this. All right, now a lot of you guys in the MSP world or anybody really probably has heard of 321, and again, it's important. That's why it's out there. So being able to back up, you know, virtually pretty much anywhere, right? Local, offsite, but also, like I mentioned before, the importance of making sure it works. Now, sure, there's notifications built inside the software. That's fine. I think just about anybody has that. But we also have a really good tool, and I'm going to talk about a little bit more, is essentially Monitor CMON. And again, I'll get into that more. File and image capable. I talked about it before. If you go out on the forums right now, or Reddit, or Discords, or whatever type of social media, and you try to find anything that's file versus image, it's like it's a lifelong battle, right? Everybody's pointing out which is better and what you should do this and that. And I mean, so what we did is why not do both? All right, we give you the capability. You guys want to run files, you want to run image, it's up to you. So we give you the power to choose what you think is better, or I mean, why not use both? Next part. So we're telling, all the different capabilities of where you want to do, where you want to put the data, what way do you want to back it up, file or image. But the next important part is the granularity that we give you guys for the scheduling and the retention, because they kind of go hand in hand, right? How frequently are you going to back this up? How many versions do you want to be able to go back to? This is in your full control. However you guys want to set this up, it's completely up to you. Set to set can be different. You can treat data, one folder on one machine different from the, again, totally up to you guys on how you want to control that data or groom that data in regards to versioning and your scheduling. All right, so some key benefits on utilizing NovaBACKUP Cloud. Okay, again, you're seeing central monitoring. And the reason why you're seeing this is so much is because I think it's so important. Again, over the years, working with all the different MSPs and distributors and resellers and everything, there always seems to be this lack of monitoring capabilities, or it's more of a central, right? A single pane. And the ones that are even out there right now, one, either they're expensive, two, they don't work right. There are all sorts of scenarios. However, so a couple key things. Central monitoring, super easy to install. One, we have installation videos on it. You don't have to be some tech or web wizard or anything like that to install it. It's going to give you full control of overview of what's going on, allowing you to organization, I guess, is there, right? Okay, you're going to be able to group things by groups. You're going to be able to organize those groups and however you see fit, right? You want to do it by company, you want to by division inside the company. And again, I'm going to show you guys this because, again, we can't stress enough how important this is. Two, and this is going to be nice, for those that aren't using it, it's going to cost you nothing additional. It's already part of your NovaStor package. So please take advantage of this. Reach out to us. We'll help you talk about it more. We'll help you implement it, whatever you guys need. And it's not just for anybody special. You don't have to be an MSP. You don't have to be a certain reseller. It could be anybody. You could be a company that purchased this, like a 10-pack, let's say, of NovaBACKUP, and you guys are backing up your servers and your environment and stuff. Doesn't matter. If you guys want to have the capability for central monitoring, cool. You can totally do it. You can put this on literally any machine inside, even a Windows 10 box if you want, but it has to have IIS capability. And again, that's super easy to install as well. We have a full end-to-end video for you guys. I could probably get stuck on central monitoring forever, so I won't. But again, it's a great tool, and it's already included with your package, so why not use it? It saves you guys time. Saving time saves you money. So there you go. Compliance. Now, again, this is going to come from, this might even be personal preference sometimes, but also in the lawful area, right? We know all the different types that are out there, HIPAA, FIPS, I mean, you name it. I think the list keeps going and going. And a lot of times it's not, word for word. It's a combo of things, right, for a lot of these compliances that are out there. How often you got to back up the data, how long you got to keep the data, where you're going to keep the data, whether it's offsite, local, or that local's got to be offsite sometimes. I mean, there's all different types of these combos that are out there. Well, with this piece of software, you can do any of the above. However often you want to back it up, where you want to keep it, the encryption level that you want to use, all this stuff is here. So don't worry about that. We got you covered in that aspect. And that kind of leads into a vertical presence as well. And what I mean by this is any one of you guys going out there to present this to any type of vertical, we already got a bunch of them now too, from dental offices to pharmacies to law offices, anything like that. This is great for that. Ease of rollout, lightweight, feature rich, and the capability to really suit any about their needs. Do they have just local needs? They have local and offsite. Hopefully you're pushing the offsite, especially nowadays. But again, a real strong vertical presence, and let us know if you need help approaching anything like this. Again, we've been doing this for a long time. We're experts in the field. We've worked with just about any type of business you can imagine. So let us know. We can help you out. Support structure. Now, why I put this here is, to me, again, being in all realms, I've started off in tech support way back when, into the IT, to the sales, to the, you name it. What I've seen over the years, and I think people know this as well, but I want to stress on this, is when you actually invest, and I call this invest more, when you're buying the software, I think you're investing in the relationship with that company as well, the support team. I don't know how many times I've heard it when I've been at shows or just talk with partners, how hard it is to just simply get some help, all right? All the different tiers, all the different things, having to hit 50 different digits to speak with a human. So at NovaStor, we really don't believe that someone should be subject to a tier of support, all right? When you guys call us, when you email us, when you live chat with us, you're going to be speaking with an expert right away. We don't believe in the, I guess I don't want to say it, but it's traditional, right? It's a traditional way of just handing everybody off all the time. Instead of just handing them off, we can even just bring another person on the phone. We can team viewer in, remote in, take a look at it and help you guys. So to me, the support structure is a huge benefit when it comes to you guys investing with us. And I guess that kind of leads into the next part, which is cost effective. So we are rolling out a new cost plan, I guess you want to say. It's subscription based. So what we're trying to do with this is take away that big upfront cost, especially for the up and comers, right? You got the capital, you don't want to just dump it all in one spot. So We're doing a new approach, subscription-based. It kind of encompasses that license fee, the offsite storage fee, and of course, all that bundles in your support, your CMON, and all these other additional features that we have for the software, because there's a lot more. If you want to get into the branding, you want to get into the application updater to control your guys' updates. I mean, you name it. We have a lot of that stuff. Again, all that bundled into one. That way you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to, it's not a token-based system where you only get so much support, or you don't have to worry about these big, huge yearly renewals. So again, let us know if you have any questions on that, especially if you guys that are already customers, reach out to us, let us know. We can talk to you about that plan. If it suits you guys, great. But anyways, I just want to let you know that that's coming down the line. So again, I think that's another key benefit, to be able to control your cost, plan it out, budget it a lot better with this monthly approach. Okay, so another part about this, now you heard me talking about deployment. This is pretty huge. Again, dealing with all the software and stuff I have over the last 15 plus years, some of them are absolutely nightmares to deploy. All right, this is very easy. First of all, manual deployment is so quick. However, if you have a bunch of them, we have fully documented command line where you guys can do a silent installation, push it through various measures. If you guys want to do the global policy, or a lot of you guys are out there using RMM tools, right? It could be anything from ConnectWise to SolarWinds to whatever. There's tons of them now. We don't even have to have a special module in there, right? To utilize this, you can push out our installation via that RMM, and not only push the installation, but what's even better. So again, when we're talking about these big verticals or large companies with multiple installs, you can push jobs and schedules via that as well. So to me, that is huge, and that's why this pretty much got its own dedicated slide, because it's a big time saver, and I think a lot of you guys could take advantage of it that might not be now, or if you're comfortable with doing the manual installation, sure, that's no problem. So reduce bandwidth consumption. And what's funny is I actually just talked with a guy yesterday. He is in a very remote area, and a lot of his customers are as well. And he was scared that, one, he just wouldn't be able to be a candidate to have offsite backup, which we want to make sure no one thinks that. All right, so we have a couple things that aid in that. In that, one, we can do initial full backups to a drive. All right, the client can push it to the drive, set up the job just like you would do in production, dumps it to the drives, so it's compressed, it's encrypted, and you can ship that to, one, if you're going to be obviously hosting with us, or two, whatever private cloud you're going to be hosting too. So it's a big thing, again, especially for the people that have that rough upload speeds. I mean, some of you might even be on the phone now and attending, but don't be afraid. Don't think you're ever not a candidate for offsite backup, just because, one, it's just the pure importance of it to have additional copies, especially offsite. Two, the way that we treat data, all right? So let's say you get that first big initial push done, however big it is, doesn't matter. Anything subsequent uses our FastBit technology, right? That's a huge benefit. And to put it simply as I possibly can, let's say you backed up a Word document, you added a paragraph to it the next day, we're just going to simply back up the paragraph, all right? One, conserving space in the back end, which is how we actually build on a storage model, compressed. And then two, to shorten those backup windows, right? You don't want to be running for hours and hours and hours to simply back up a bunch of deltas of some basic files, or even like SQL or something like that. Taking advantage of that FastBit technology is going to really aid in reducing the bandwidth, shortening the backup window, and allowing just about anybody to be able to do the offsite backups. Right, so the same on the reverse. You guys see at the bottom there, not just only are we initially seeding it, but we can actually dump the customer's data or anybody's data to that specific drive from the storage server and ship that drive out to them. Again, doesn't matter, private cloud, our cloud, doesn't matter. We can put everything on a drive, get it to that customer, and then they can do a local restore from their client. All right, again, we want to shorten the time that anybody's out of their data. I mean, now again, they can do some subsequent small restores or anything like that, maybe one or two critical files that they need in the meantime. But let's say they're eventually going to need everything, right? Maybe fire, theft, flood, whatever happened, doesn't matter. To be able to get that data to do a local restore, and it could be anywhere, right? Let's say they lost everything, including our machine that had the software, or not our machine, but their machine that had our software on it. Doesn't matter. You can reinstall the software, put back in their key, their username and everything, and perform the local restore wherever you guys need to put it. So again, a huge benefit. Now, ransomware. I'm not going to go too deep on this because I literally think this could probably be an entire webinar. However, the capabilities that we're giving you is a huge, huge defense against it. I think people get a false sense of security when they have either their hardware, firewall, or whatever type of detection is out there. It doesn't matter. People will click on a link. People will click on it doesn't matter. They will click on something that allows that inside your system. You will be infected, and it's not really if, it's when, all right? So the software is going to give you the capabilities to implement on anybody's network, anybody's environment to combat this. First of all, you got the locals. Obviously, this is going to be for your more speedy recoveries. If those get infected, which they shouldn't if you implement it correctly, and I'll get to that in a sec, you have the offsite capabilities, all right? There's also some things that the actual storage provider, whether that's going to be us or someone else, can do, and I'm actually going to show you that in the demo. It's one little quick fix that you guys can change that can save you an immense headache. So again, when I was talking about implementing correctly, if you guys are using any type of local drive or share or anything like that, the software gives you the capabilities to specify the credentials to hook into that share. So don't just give it a random share. Don't open it up to everyone. Put in our software, because you can have a run as, right, to hook into that particular share or NAS or whatever it is, and lock it down. That way, ransomware gets in, it can't go into your backups and get your backups. But if it does, you have your offsite capabilities as well. All right? So BYOB, not what some of you think, or what I even used to think in my youth. This is build your own BDR. All right, so lots of times we've been talking with lots of people, and especially in my years that have been talking, going to shows and talking with potential customers. How do you compare to so-and-so? I mean, and you guys, the MSPs and everybody, you guys probably get this every day. Well, you know, in certain ways, certain people do it. They might do it a little bit more streamlined. Their stuff might look a little bit more fancy. Who knows what the differences are going to be. But with our particular software, we're not forcing any particular hardware on anyone. We always encourage, and I talked about this earlier, investing, right? Invest in your own equipment because you might reuse it. Who knows? But we're asking you to invest in your own equipment. You have our software. With our image capability, what you're able to do is dump those images to what's called, as you can see there, a VHDX or VHD. And what that means is you can simply boot that up in any Hyper-V. So for example, and then we have one of these even in our test lab, we have a Buffalo storage with a Windows server on it. Now with that comes 2 Hyper-V licenses. One, at that point, our software can live on that box. It can be the local backup point. It can also take advantage of the replication that is also built into those Buffalo boxes. But also any machine that's on the network that I'm backing up and I dump that to a VHDX, I can spin up that on my box. Now again, it doesn't have to be some huge expensive multi-$1,000 box. It's going to already have if you have the server, right? I think it's in like 2008 or 2012 and up, they already included the licenses. Regardless, it's very cheap, it's efficient, and you can get the point across to your customer. Again, a lot of these people think they're not candidates because of restrictions, whether it's bandwidth, whether it's prices, and anything like that. You can build your own BDR for, extremely cheap. So again, we want people to think outside of the box a little bit. If you want help in implementing something like this, or the concept or a demonstration even in-house on your own equipment, let us know, and we're more than happy to demo this type of stuff to you. Okay, so speaking of demo, we're going to jump into this. I'm going to show you a couple key features, in my opinion, that are of huge use, I guess you could call that. So let me show this. So hopefully everybody is seeing this now. This is one of our demo machines that we have. And the thing that I was probably talking to you guys' ear off about the most is CMON. All right, so this, again, stands for Central Monitoring. This is giving you a complete picture or single pane, or however you want to refer to it as, of what is going on with all of your installations out there. All right, so every single NovaBACKUP installation that is sitting out there can be set up to check into your CMON. All right, so the first thing that's going to come up is going to be your dashboard. Obviously, that's the latest of what's going on, who's doing what. You can get access to their logs right away, and I'll show you that in a sec. Now, more important, well, not more importantly, but additionally, I guess I should say, is not only can you see what's going on, but you guys out there that might have, 100 endpoints, 1,000 endpoints, or whatever the number is, you may want to organize those. And to me, I think this is a really strong feature inside the CMON, is being able to organize anything you want. So you can see this over here, that I have all these different types of groups, right? And I could shrink these all up. I even have subgroups of these, but these are all movable. I can click and hold on any one of these and drag them to whatever group I want, and then it becomes instantly part of that group. Well, some people might be saying, okay, well, that's neat. They're grouped up. So, what else do I have what else is that going to get me, right? Well, what that can do is also lead into the capability of your notifications. All right, so we talked about, yes, the software has the notifications built into it where you guys can set up the emailing, but you guys out there that even just 10 machines with like 3 backup jobs per machine, and again, that's just kind of average, maybe even lower. Who wants to get 30 to 40 to 50 emails a day just solely about that? I don't. If you guys are like me, I already get enough emails a day. So trying to shorten that up and make it a little bit more efficient is what we want to do. So we call them triggers, and triggers really just means, what events are triggering this type of notification that we want to send out, all right? And where your grouping is going to be coming back into play is how efficiently you want to add these triggers, okay? So what we do here is again, now you can see all the groups I have. Now I don't have to have all these groups. I can deselect certain groups, and then I can come back up here and pick one, or I can add multiple, whatever you'd want to do. Same for the clients. I might not want to have all these, in this complete list. So I can pick and can choose, and I can choose when I want to do it. Maybe I don't want to know when it's just successful all the time, or even if it started. I just want to know when it failed stop or has some warnings. I mean, you could control virtually every aspect of this. You can modify the body of it. I mean, whatever you guys want to do, it's there. But again, a super strong feature that you guys have access to. I encourage you to do it. Use this as much as possible. And then for you guys that are a little bit larger, maybe the MSPs, if you want, you can even create additional users. These users will be able to be assigned to specific groups that have certain access to, certain groups, like whether you want them to be able to run certain aspects or or see certain things. It's full control, kind of very similar to Windows policies and stuff like that, if you're familiar. So again, a really strong tool. Best of all, it's included, and we will 100% help you guys set this up. And like I said, it's not going to take some special machine. If you have a server, you want to put IIS on it, and we can install it straight to there. If you guys have a fully qualified DNS name, you want to use that, and then obviously you can access it anywhere in the world. Great. You can do that too. Or if you want to just really make it an in-house private central monitoring for your IT guys out there, you can do that too. I mean, it's virtually usable in just about any situation. Now, how do we make the client check in? All right, so this is the NovaBACKUP client. A lot of you guys are probably familiar with this. It's very easy to do. You're going to come up here, you're going to go to default settings, you're going to go to CMON, and right here is the server name. Okay, so you put that in, whether it's the DNS or it's the private IP, doesn't matter. It's up to you. And then 4502 is the default port. And I know before someone even asks a question, if you want to switch it, sure, but you shouldn't have to. It's defaulted, it works. But if you guys have special requirements, it's just fine. And all you got to do is just make sure and put it here. After you're done, you will hit Start Service, and it will immediately check into the CMON. Okay. Now, again, I mentioned before, like I wanted to actually show some of you guys out there that's going to have their own storage server, whether you're MSP or private, or it doesn't matter. One main thing, and this is really strong, because we talked about ransomware and how it can affect you. But so what's happening a lot of times is a lot of people have data that doesn't change, right? We always hear about the active data, the high availabilities and all this stuff, but there's still important data to companies that remain inactive. So if you get hit with ransomware, and let's say this guy has a 30-day window, but this file now is like 6 months old, And now he's got that one copy, which you're specifying here. However, what you'll want to do, if that ransomware changes that file, okay, if it changes that file at all, it will then be a second generation. Now, if it performs a roll-up, guess what? The only generation you now have is the infected one. So a easy, super easy way to combat that is to simply change it to 2. If you want to put it to 3 or 5, it's up to you, but more than 1 is recommended. Okay, it's so simple to do, and it's going to prevent headaches. I guarantee it. All right. Okay, we're going to pop back real quick. One sec. Let's see here. We'll go to here. All right, everybody should see the Q&A screen. So now we are in our question and answer phase. So if anybody has any questions, I see some ones that have actually came through in the meantime. Get them in there now. I'll give you about 15, 20 seconds to throw anything in there you want for any particular question. And then also too, instead of just remaining on this screen, because I can't stress this enough, is any additional questions. If I don't get to your question, I apologize, first of all. But second of all, to discuss anything with me, particularly, like, you know, there's my direct contact info, my direct phone, email. I encourage you to do so. Again, I've seen a lot of things. I've implemented things in a lot of ways. I've worked with a lot of different people in the backup world. So if any type of help I can possibly do with any of you guys, you know, I welcome it. That's what I live for. So, all right, let's go through here. How do you connect multiple clients at different okay, yep. So Aju, if I say your name right, if I mispronounce it, I apologize. Yeah, you saw that in there. Basically, what you can do is, even if you had different CMONs for whatever reason, you can go into any particular client on that particular screen where I showed you in the default settings and add whatever you want in there. And it will check in immediately. You could put them in whatever category or group you want. Okay. I got a lot of questions on the pricing. Yes, so we're going to subscription-based. And again, it's going to be a license model where it's going to be bundled in, you know, like your per server, per workstation, things like that. And then there's going to be a storage fee, and everything's going to be on a compressed value, which is a big plus. For more particulars, I 100% encourage you to get a hold of me. We'll go over all the details there, your setups and how everything's implemented, and see how this can benefit you with the new subscription rate. Okay. All right, how would I implement my typical private cloud? Okay, so your private cloud. Now, again, there's thresholds with this. So, and we have these thresholds documented, and we can always talk to you on the phone. But let's say you have like 15 to 25 potential people that are going to be hooking into your cloud. Optimally, what I would do, just for not putting the proverbial all eggs in one basket, is I would have a SQL server separate from my actual backup server, because we're database driven. And the two main key things there, I would 100% always back up your SQL, and 100% always have a way to back up the data repository where your clients or customers are backing up to. All right, if you have those two things, you literally could reinstall the backup storage server anywhere, restore the actual SQL server, right, or the instances, the databases to there. And as long as you have a backup of the data, you can correlate the two, hook them back into each other. But those are the two main things. Again, you can have everything on one machine. That is 100% fine. You just have to have a disciplined way of backing everything up, make sure it's running. So there's multiple different ways to do it. But again, 100% call me directly. I can help you out with that. Latest version of XSP. Excellent question. And I really wanted to show you that when I had that up, and I forgot. However, it's 19.3. So if you are on any version outside of this, get a hold of us. We'll send you the installation so you can update your clients. You can update your XSP storage server if you have that. But yeah, 19.3. All right. Hi, Cliff. Yeah, I got your concern on the support. I tell you what, I brought in for that particular reason. Like I said, as Cloud Business Manager, so if you have any particular issue with any type of like a support ticket or anything like that, please let me know. I am here now to make sure everybody that wants to participate in the cloud is already participating in the cloud, gets the experience they need to get and what they deserve. So I will 100% work with you on that. Not a problem. Copy of the webinar. So yes, at the beginning I mentioned it, so I'm sorry if you weren't here. Yeah, 100%. If you are registered and attend, well, you don't even have to attend, but if you're registered, you get a copy of it, no matter what. This will be thrown up on our YouTube page as well, which has a lot of our informational stuff on there. Educational how-tos, all that stuff is on there as well. So Phil, yeah, I tell you what, yeah, Phil, if you're having any issues whatsoever, it doesn't matter what aspect of the NovaBACKUP Cloud, please, you can either email into the support, you can even reach out to me directly. This is why I'm here now too, guys, by the way. I was brought here to specifically, like I'm kind of repeating myself, to make sure you guys are comfortable, right? I want to make sure you're getting taken care of. I want to make sure if there's any doubts or anything like that on how you would implement or how you use it or anything like that, I'm your guy. Reach out to me directly. You have my information right there. So, let me know. Glenn, yeah, the best place, location, in getting training, first of all, I would say utilize myself or we have obviously other members of the team to do the training. We do have videos, 100%, on YouTube. If you go on our page, there's also some direction there. Or you shoot me an email or shoot in support an email. Where can I get this? Our KB is amazing. I'm just going to say that. Again, I've experienced lots of different companies over the years. I think our knowledge base is very strong. Price difference between servers and workstations, I'll simply say yes, which will probably affect your subscription rate, but again, very affordable and easy to do. So yeah, good question, and yes, there is, but very minimal. So Cliff, you have CMON on your XSP server. What I think we need is the ability to have our clients log in with a user ID and password that will show them only their client. You should be able to do that. You should be able to have your own particular user and assign them the permissions to that particular group and or client. And I will confirm with Nate on that as well, Cliff. So hopefully we'll be able to solve that for you. But yeah, you should be able to do that because it's also set up for teams to be able to log in and view certain types of groups as well, giving them limited access and viewability. So. Yeah, I mean, Glenn, so yeah, the question here he had is, so if we have a tech issue, what's the first line of thing? First line of what I want to say, active, like what you should do is, yeah, definitely reach out to support. You want to call, that's fine. If you want, and they will encourage you to open up a ticket, right? They're always going to do that, but because one, we can track it, everybody else can view it. It's just easy to do. Now, if for any reason you feel that you didn't maybe get the right answer, whatever, I don't know. You could always reach out straight to me with this stuff too, guys. Like I stated before, I'm here. So if you need anything, give me a holler. And yes, Cliff, so monitoring is the feature now. However, we 100% are turning it into a monitor/management. Not only just about services and things like that, but you will have a lot more control coming up soon. All right. I'm not going to give any dates, but it is. As soon as I came into the company, I 100% said this monitoring is amazing. It's like, one, it's included. It's great. However, what are we doing about some management? And immediate responses, it's going there. We're going to get there. So again, you guys will be able to not only have just a monitoring capability, but some management capability coming down the line. All right. Phil, so existing customers and everything like that, what I encourage you to do, if you call in, talk with us. So if you like the way that you do it, and you've been, a longstanding customer with us, we'll talk about that. The only reason we're going to the subscription model is to alleviate like the big upfronts and just to make it simply easy. All your support, everything month to month is going to be included with your cost. So we're trying to make that a little bit more approachable by literally everybody, and it should benefit everybody that is a current one or wants to be one, right? The weekend support and all support, again, guys, I'll talk to the uppers on that as well. Right now, obviously, there's a set time frame. We try to provide as many avenues of support that we can, so you can call, email, live chat. But again, that might be something that might be changing down the road as well. All right, guys? All right. Again, lots of questions. I was trying to get through them all. I apologize if I did not get to your question. As you can see, though, on the screen, if you guys need anything whatsoever, you can reach out to me directly. You can reach out through the website, live chat, call, whatever you want to do, and we'll help you out. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time. Anything else that you guys need whatsoever, let us know. Have a good one.